Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This is your host Dushyant, and you guys can follow me on Twitter at DushyanthAFC. And welcome back to Let's Talk Arsenal. As you guys know, today is Tuesday. That means Arsenal Women's Podcast is back, and today we will be doing one of the biggest matches preview, that is Barcelona Women versus Arsenal Women. And today we will be joined by two experts, not one, but two experts. We will be joining. And as you guys know already, we are regularly on Tuesday. Be joined by Ria, and she gives her expert opinions regarding the Arsenal women's football. And today is the most important game and one of the most important games in my opinion, and one of the biggest games for Arsenal women, because I have heard from Ria only that Barcelona women's team is one of the best teams in Europe. But that aside, let's call on our expert of the day. Ria, can you hear me? Are you busy? I can see you typing something. Hey, and welcome back to the channel.
Hi, thank you,
Yeah,
thank you. I'm so glad to be back and so excited for this match.
It's going to be one of the biggest matches, and thanks to your connections and underground dealings, we have found another expert for the Arsenal women's football, huh? So it is getting good.
Yeah.
You are like the Arsenal women's वो ना क्या कहते हैं माफिया डीलर. You can find any expert around Twitter and
Nah, nah. There
but
is. It's just. I don't know. It's just my love for women's football. I love it too much. I want to talk about it all the time. So, I try to
yeah.
talk about it with anyone and everyone I can.
Yeah, that's a good thing that you have got a small community now built. And one of the guys that you know quite well, and I have sort of talked to him once or twice. He's also Arsenal fan and Arsenal women's fan as well, a supporter. So it is his first time on the podcast. So let's give him a welcome. Hey, Rohan, welcome back to the
Hey, Dushyant.
channel for the first time, and it's it's glad to have you. So we already know about Ria and me. Why don't you introduce yourself and give us a brief introduction as to how you got started with Arsenal and your support for Arsenal?
Yeah, like I started watching football from 2010.
Okay.
So the first team I watched was Arsenal, and at
Mhm.
that time, our scene was like playing the most beautiful football that there was.
Mhm.
Even though like we didn't go some trophy-less years since then, but yeah, the football was great. So that's what attracted Arsenal for me.
Yeah.
And then like I used to follow Mesut Ozil a lot. So when he
Mhm.
came in like in 2014, so I was like devoted football and devoted fan of Arsenal. But like with the women's game, I started watching some of the Arsenal women's game in 2016.
Okay.
Didn't follow
2000.
them much, but like some of the major games versus Liverpool versus Chelsea and
Mhm.
Manchester City.
Mhm.
My main support, like all the matches from Arsenal women, was started from 2018, and
Okay.
the year we won the league. So again, that's very good.
Mhm.
Plus, yeah, like I've been following Arsenal women like almost all the matches from 2018. So yeah, that's good. That's enough.
Hmm. So you said that you started watching Arsenal Women from 2016 onwards. So can you give me a brief, introduction as to how you really got interested into Arsenal Women and started supporting them? Which player really caught your eye, or what made you support Arsenal Women? So that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, like I'd been like on Twitter, but I wasn't that
Hmm.
active.
Okay.
So I saw Arsenal women's Twitter account, and from
Hmm.
there on, like I'd been following Alex Scott, and
Hmm.
some
Okay.
of the some like I read some of the interviews of Kelly Smith also.
Okay.
So like when I got to know like they used to play, they were playing for Arsenal. From
Hmm.
there on, like I thought, okay, this is another Arsenal team I can support, and like
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
Plus, they used to play a really good football then, like
Hmm.
mostly like taking over all the leagues and all.
Hmm.
So yeah, that attracted me. And then again, like there were like few players like Leah Williamson, who I'm a big fan of. She was like just getting into the team.
Hmm.
So yeah, Leah Williamson I found like a fan since then,
Y-
around that
Yeah,
time.
I mean, Ria told me about this fan thing that you are a huge Leah Williamson fan, and that's why I have decided to, do a Leah Williamson kind of a thing, Leah Williamson player profile. So why don't you go ahead and tell us about, Leah Williamson more? Because
Yeah,
usually Ria does it, but I'll give you the opportunity today. So go ahead and tell us more about her.
yeah, like she was in a Diamonds Excellence Academy like at the age of 6.
Hmm.
So she was there for like 3 years. But her coach left actually to Arsenal Academy. So
Hmm.
she thought like I'll follow my coach too. And
Hmm.
at the age of 9, she joined Arsenal Academy with her coach. So that's where it all started for her. The
Hmm.
main thing is like her father is a big Spurs fan. So
Hmm.
when she joined Arsenal,
Oh,
she has been Arsenal through and through. So
okay.
there's like a lot of derbies, big house derbies in there. So she made her debut in 2014,
Hmm.
just after her day of her birthday. Like
Hmm.
her birthday is on 29th of March.
Hmm.
So she made a Arsenal debut in the
Hmm.
Champions League quarterfinal against Birmingham. We
Hmm.
lost that match, but yeah, that's
Hmm.
how it started for Leah Williamson.
Hmm.
Then, like in April, I don't remember the date, she made a WSL match debut.
Hmm.
She started as a midfielder and like she's
Okay.
played a lot of games again as a midfielder.
Okay.
Her
Okay.
first goal came against Millwall, and that was again through midfield. The
Hmm.
best goal, like the best goal that I've seen her, is her debut goal in WSL. Like
Hmm.
I didn't obviously see it live, but the YouTube clips show like she was way too awesome in midfield.
Hmm.
But then again, like she has moved on to defense, and she is like obviously the best
Hmm.
defender in the world. Sorry, Barcelona
Oh,
fans.
okay. Okay.
Okay, and yeah. Like for her, the biggest Arsenal victory is against the 2014 FA Cup victory. She
Hmm.
won it with like Kelly Smith, who was there playing then, and Kelly
Okay.
Smith is like a big idol. So she
Hmm.
said like it was total dream for me,
Hmm.
passing around the trophy with Kelly Smith and all the legends who she has the or signed or image autograph for him. So that's the biggest thing. And yeah, in the next year she won the PFA Young Players Award, and that's like again a good thing, like because she won it when she was just 18. So
Hmm.
she has been like a legend since then, and she has again been Arsenal through and through. She hates Chelsea just like me. So that's
Hmm.
again like we have a lot of connections.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
that's one.
so
That's
Hmm. I'd like to bring in Ria more because Ria is being left out, and it's like you are a huge Leah Williamson fan, and many of our comment
No,
viewers also
I
come.
know how big of a fan Rohan is, and I
Yeah,
told him
yeah,
that this is today you will be left alone to talk about Leah and fanboy about Leah as much as you want, because I had the same opportunity to do that with Viv Mirma. So I was very
yeah.
considerate about it.
Yeah, and no, that's a good point that you made because once when you support a player, someone, as he mentioned, Mesut Ozil's name as well previously when he started, and if he's a favorite player of yours, you want to talk about him more, or in this case, it's Leah Williamson. So the fan following, knowing every
Yeah.
little detail when they made their debut, when they scored their goal. So you personally are invested in that player. So it's great to see that Rohan is quite
Mm-hmm.
knowledgeable about Leah Williamson. And Rohan, you have to tell me one fact, okay? Because I have been seeing Leah Williamson, and why is she so serious all the time? Why doesn't she laugh so much? So you have to tell me this fact.
yeah, like she's totally focused on the game. She doesn't really care
Yeah,
about the who's clicking my images, who's doing that. I'm focused
Yeah.
on the game. I'm gonna score a goal or do that. Like I
Yeah.
think for her, blocking shots and keeping a clean sheet is much better for her than scoring a goal. But yeah,
Mhm.
I'll definitely manifesting a Leah Williamson goal today. I
Yeah.
manifest that every time. Yeah, but
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's a good thing. But Ria, what can you tell us a bit different about Ria Williamson aside from Rohan's facts and everything that he knows? You can tell us a bit about her as well, if you know something that Rohan doesn't. You can
I mean, I
challenge
think
him
he's
today.
done a pretty good job with
Yeah.
Leah. Obviously, I mean, there's not much I can add to what he's already said, but yeah, I think she has emerged as one of the best defenders in the world. And yeah, she's the future of Arsenal. She's the future captain. She's already captaining England right now. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think, yeah, if the armband's going to go from Kim Little to anyone else, it's going to be Leah Williamson.
Leah
But that's it.
Williamson.
That's
Yeah.
I don't think there's much to add
Yeah.
to what Rohan's already said.
Yeah, so that was Liam Williamson, everyone. Most of our comment section from the previous streams as well, if you go back and watch our streams, Rohan, it's like whenever we mention Leah Williamson, it's like comments keep coming, two or three, like Leah Williamson is the GOAT, Leah Williamson, Block Williamson, and so many names, different names come along. So you are not the
Most of them
only.
come from Rohan.
Yeah. I bet Rohan is the one making most of those comments. But yeah, it's good to see the women players also getting that kind of fan following and support and the love, as Ria and Rohan are two prime examples, and hopefully rest of us also follow and keep, maybe because me, I'm also becoming a huge Beth Mead fan, so hopefully I will be turning into a Beth Mead guru or something in the future. Let's see, hopefully what's to come in the future. But
Yeah.
let's turn our attention towards the one of the biggest and most important games,
Also,
that
can
is
I just
tonight.
point out how both Rohan and I are wearing our Arsenal jerseys and you're not? Fake fan, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, it is not that. It is my size has gone out of order and I can't wear the Arsenal jersey right now. That's the only issue.
You
I have to.
liar!
No, I have two jerseys right now in my almari from Arsenal previous. I have Arsenal Arsene Wenger wala jacket as well. The one that is quite famous for Wenger not putting his zipper and correctly and struggling on the touchline for like 5-10 minutes. Rohan must remember that happening quite a few times with his jacket. So I have that particular jacket as well. So don't worry, I have a huge kind of. I will be buying a new jersey. I basically was jealous when Ria got that yellow jersey. I had my like eyes all fixed on her. Why you are getting that yellow jersey? I wanted that so bad. And the prices are so absorbent here in India,
I mean, you
like
can have
5,000.
it too. It's not that this was one piece available.
Yeah, it's like that only. But let's move on to the one of the biggest and usual
Yep.
game for that is tonight, I guess, right? 12:15 a.m. Indian Standard Time, and that is
Yeah.
Barcelona women versus Arsenal women. And first, Ria, I will give it to you. Tell us what you feel about the game and what your reaction, your preview. Give us straight to us. What you think will happen?
Yeah, I think first of all, when the draw happened, I think this was one of the um, fixtures that we really wanted, because obviously, you don't want a team like Barcelona to
Hmm.
meet you at a knockout stage. Like I mean,
Yeah.
sure, I think we have a team that can go toe to toe with Barcelona, but at the same time, there's always that will it not be sort of a question mark. And so it's always best to avoid teams like Barcelona at the knockout stage.
Hmm.
Nonetheless, it's a good thing that it's happening in the group stages, this fixture, because now we know exactly what, like, the best of the best we're going to get, like go against the best of the best. So now we know exactly the kind of competition that we face. Like, I don't think currently there is a competition which is bigger than Barcelona women right now.
Hmm.
Sure, Lyon have the most titles. You know, Wolfsburg have won a few times, and PSG are getting there. So, but I still don't think that any of the other European teams are as good as Barcelona right now. So it's like when you go up against the best, I think it can only make you better as a team. And
Hmm.
I think it's really good that our players are finally, getting to play in the Champions League this way, and that too against the best team. Because
Hmm.
with all due respect to the other teams that we've played before, they haven't really been the kind of competition that you look towards when you think about the Champions League. So yeah, I
Hmm.
think it's going to be a very intense match. It's going to be a very
Hmm.
nerve wracking 90 minutes. And yeah, I'm all here for it. I don't think I'm
Hmm.
going to stop screaming throughout the match. So yeah.
Okay, Rohan, I'll come to you for this. As we all know that the Barcelona woman or the Barca woman, because the space was quite low for me to include Barcelona as whole, are the previous UWCL holders, and they are the one of the strongest team in Europe. And what are your thoughts regarding Barcelona's team? Are they the strongest team in Europe, in your opinion, right now?
Yeah, like you could say like they are having it easy in their league, but
Hmm.
even when the Champions League comes around, they are always pumped up and they will always go at it. Like they are
Hmm.
scoring like around 8, 9 goals in their league matches. So you
Hmm.
think a big team comes in and they say like, okay, this is a tough match for them. They are still
Hmm.
complacent maybe. But
Hmm.
Barcelona are like a different breed. Like we faced the Barcelona great teams of 2009, the men's team,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they are something like
Hmm.
that and much better because
Okay.
they have
Hmm.
superstars in there. The
Hmm.
captain Alexia, she's
Hmm.
like she won the best footballer last year. She's gonna win
Hmm.
it again, I think, this year. And like
Hmm.
they have been building a team for so long, and they finally have a team which is gonna win like every trophy there is.
Hmm.
So yeah, like the draw when it came around, we thought okay, we didn't want Barcelona or maybe Lyon. Lyon is
Hmm.
still not that good, okay, but we didn't want to fight DVD right now. We
Hmm.
may in the knockout stages. But
Hmm.
yeah, like this is kind of a good draw because Barcelona in a group stages we are not going to face them in the quarterfinals,
Letter. Yeah, yeah.
and yeah, so this is like we can finally test ourselves out over the two league matches that we'll face against
Hmm.
Barcelona. We'll know where we stand right now, and
Hmm.
we have like other two teams also. They are that are in the group. They are good. Since these are 16 team Champions League, you can't have a easy team in the Champions League. So yeah,
Hmm.
finally we could see how this team is building because the two matches, like the two big matches we had this year
Hmm.
was Chelsea and Manchester City. With Chelsea, you can say didn't have a pre-season, so what we did, the Chelsea fans can always debate about that.
Hmm.
We had it easy or something. With
Hmm.
Manchester City, they had so many injuries and they are not performing well under Gareth Taylor. So this is
Hmm.
our first big match of the season, proper
Hmm.
match, and yeah,
Yeah.
we can finally see good football from Arsenal.
Hmm. Yeah. So, Ria, I'll take this conversation a bit elsewhere regarding Barcelona already. As Rohan stated that because they are one of the best teams in the league, in the Spain women's team. So, do you think that the Spanish teams, that women teams are there, aren't doing enough to, compete against Barcelona, or they have just started building their teams? And what's your thinking regarding that?
I think Barcelona is at a point in the league where Arsenal were, like, say, 8, 9 years back, wherein
Hmm.
Arsenal women had already invested a lot of money while the other teams hadn't done as much. So Arsenal
Hmm.
were just league ahead of the other teams, of the Chelseas and the Man
Hmm.
Cities. And then suddenly Man City and Chelsea caught up. And
Yeah.
I would go as far as to say actually did have a better investment for a couple policies for a couple of years. So I think
Hmm.
Barcelona are at a very similar stage wherein their club has invested a lot in the women's team.
Yeah.
Not comparing it to the men's team, but comparing it to the
Hmm.
other women's teams in the league
Other
itself.
women's team.
But
Yeah.
when you see the kind of game that Levante or Real Madrid are playing right now,
Hmm.
they aren't really poor performing teams. It's just that Barcelona has a really strong team.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
when you see the Barca team, you'll realize that there are world class players, like two world class players for each position, which you won't find in most
Each
of the teams,
position.
right? And it's so stacked and
Hmm.
it's so full of amazing quality players. It's tough to beat
Hmm.
that sense and to bring in as much investment as Barca has already brought in. So it's going to take them a couple of more years, but I think that the Spanish league will get really competitive, given the
Hmm.
standards that Real and Levante are showing right now. Yeah.
Hmm. Kido is here. Welcome back to the live stream, Kido. And he's got a little fact for us that Chelsea had a preseason in Scotland. Emma stated that it's the lack of competitive games that really uh, had them beat and not to the races against Arsenal. So yeah, I mean it's both of us because their players weren't available due to the World Cup as well. Oh no, sorry, World Cup not Olympics that was happening, and then preseason and competitive games were not enough. So yeah, mixture of all the things. Hopefully, that's the next game that happens between
To be
Arsenal and
honest, I
Chelsea.
do think
And
that there was a point where Emma Hayes took Arsenal for granted. She did think that this was
hmm,
last season's Arsenal team, and I think that's one of the
hmm,
reasons why she thought it would be a masterstroke to bring in Bethany England instead of starting Sam Kerr and Fran Kirby, because the game
hmm,
did change its pace a little when these two came
hmm,
into onto the pitch, and
yeah,
also you can't start a new formation against a team like Arsenal.
hmm,
She tried the three at the back formation. You can't underestimate one of your biggest rivals like that and try a new formation right
hmm.
away in such a big game. But that could just be me. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But next, whenever the next WSL match is between Arsenal and Chelsea, and hopefully when we beat them, and we will, because I know we will, because I'm an optimistic Arsenal fan, and when we do, there will be no excuses for Emma Hayes and Chelsea women to put out and disregard our performances. But let's move on to the Arsenal team
Emma
news.
Hayes always has excuses. She knows how to deflect.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
I was
she
going
might
to
be
say that.
the. I mean, she might be the Jose Mourinho of the women's, coaching or something like that. I don't know her personally that well, but she might have that characteristics or something like that. But
No, she always
you
has
guys might.
excuses. Even when she's winning the game, she'll always have one excuse for that.
Okay, okay. But let's move on to the Arsenal team news. As we know that the team news is quite good for Arsenal team as whole. Could you guys guys know who all are injured and who all are fit for the tonight's game against Barcelona? Any of you know what the team news is right
I
now?
think we
Everyone is
are
fit except
all there.
Malin Goot.
Yeah, yep.
Oh, that's good. So it's like Jonas will have a lot of choices at his hands today. So it's like too many choices for the midfield and the forward line because especially with the likes of Tobin Heath and so many more players in the midfield area as well. It will be very difficult to get the starting lineup very correct. So, Rohan, I want to ask you this. Do you think that having too many options for Arsenal women's team, so many talented players, will play some part of a problem for Arsenal women to, select that lineup to at least compete with Barcelona in the match?
No, like I think since Jonas has come on, he has properly managed all the players, and
Hmm.
like we do have a full squad, but most of the player, like almost the players coming back are just coming back from injury. So we won't be
Hmm.
directly like putting them in a big match like that. We'll
Hmm.
almost have like a similar squad that we played against Chelsea, with maybe
Hmm.
Jordan Nobbs, Vicky,
Hmm.
and uh, what's that midfielder? Tobin Heath coming on in
Hmm.
the substitute bench. But other than
Hmm.
that, like
Don't
most
worry,
of the yeah,
we'll do the predicted lineup later on, and we
yeah,
can go through the all the players and select and choose everyone, because we have to save everyone right now. We have to continue, and we are getting a lot of comments, and Kido is like going that Frida is a must start. Do you agree with that, Ria, that Frida Manum is a must start in the midfield for Arsenal?
Yeah, absolutely. I think she's been the best signing according to me, and she's shown how good she is, and she's done well, really well defensively and as a playmaker. I think, yeah, for me as well, she's a must start.
Hmm. That's good. Let's talk about the player to the watch. I've selected a player. I don't know if she's the one to watch, but I think that her performances so far have been the one that have stood out, and and I know that most of you both might disagree with that. So let's see what happens. So my player to watch is obviously our captain Kim Little from Arsenal. What do you guys have to say regarding that?
yeah. She definitely is the player to watch because like Barcelona also play 4-3-3. We are also going to
Hmm.
play 4-3-3. It's gonna be
Hmm.
like a mostly a midfield match. If we win the
Hmm.
midfield match, like we should have something in the game. Like
Hmm.
because Barcelona really have a good midfield and we need to compete with them in the midfield battle first. And Kim
Hmm.
Little is the first player you'd want in your team to fight that battle. Yeah.
Hmm. Andrea, as you know, that we covered Kim Little in our last video. We did a player profile, and you really put on the point that she always performs for Arsenal women whenever there is a big match for Arsenal women's team. And do you think that Kim Little is the player that will be the difference? I know your love for Vidima and her lethalness, and she will be crucial as well. But do you think that Kim Little is the one player that Arsenal women are is very crucial to them in this game, particularly?
To be very honest with you, I think
Hmm.
the team that we have and the squad that we have, every individual player has a very sorted out role in the team. And I think
Hmm.
even one person not performing in that team, I think that can be the difference. So I mean,
Hmm.
sure, Kim Little, she's just a class apart. I think she, like I always keep saying, Kim Little never a foot wrong. But I do think that it's not just her that's going to make the difference. It's going to be every single player doing what they're supposed to do on that field, and not not losing their calm,
Hmm.
on that field. So yeah, I think
Hmm.
every single one of them is as important as the other. Yeah.
Hmm. We know. Do we know that the Barcelona manager or the head coach right now? I don't know personally well. So maybe Rohan can or you can shed some light on the coach or head coach, how experienced or how highly rated their manager is. So could you guys let me know about about their manager, how highly he or she is rated in the game?
I think this one Ria will have to
I
answer.
believe so. When I was
One
Yeah,
person. Sorry,
so
I
when
put
I
the
was
question
looking
properly.
up the
Hmm.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, yeah, continue,
but
continue.
when I was looking up the Barcelona team today,
Hmm. Hmm.
there's not a lot of content which I got on the manager, which is again,
Yeah, same here, same
sad
here.
story about
I
the
just
about women's football.
yes.
But I do think
Hmm.
from watching the previous season's matches and the previous Champions League matches. I do believe that he was the assistant manager because the ex-manager who won the Champions League with them,
Okay.
he resigned last, like his contract run out, and he sort
Okay.
of stepped down and didn't
Hmm.
renew his contract. But I do think that this was the assistant coach at Barcelona at the time when they won the
Hmm.
Champions League. So he does have experience with
Experience. Okay.
Champions League. He obviously has won Champions League with them. So,
Hmm.
but yeah. That's all I could find.
Yeah. Rohan, sorry to put the question, and you both guys started talking. That's my bad, but you can carry on and tell me if you know anything that Ria doesn't. Maybe you can shed light on the coach or tell us something about uh, him or her. I don't even know that it's a he or she.
He.
It's a him. It's
Yeah,
Okay.
his name is
Okay.
Jonathan Giraldes. I'm not sure.
yeah,
Okay. Let me see.
yeah.
But
Like
you can continue.
I, yeah, yeah. So like I was gonna search like how Barcelona play and all that, read their analytics. But when Ria told me it's gonna be a player profile on Leah, so I like stopped
Hmm.
all that and went into finding all the fun facts about Leah Williamson. So yeah, I don't really know
Hmm.
much about Barcelona's coach right now.
Hmm. That's interesting and weird because uh, to experience that we don't really know anything about their head coach or women's coach, and they have such a highly built team and they're winning every match in the their league, and relatively nothing is known about their manager. It's quite surprising to find that because as you know that the even the
No, I
Barcelona
think
team or
he's
the
been with
good teams have.
Barcelona for a while now. He's
Hmm.
been with Barcelona for a very long time now, and he's not that old. I think he's very similar to what Jonas is right now, and I do not think that he has managed any other team which is as big as Barcelona. And I do think it's the same guy who was their assistant coach last season.
Hmm. Well, we don't know officially anything, but we do know the fact that they are one of the best teams in Europe in the women's football team. So that will be very frightening to face. Let's get on to the predictions. What do you think the? Let me bring out my what we say the predicted lineup first. Let's do that. So what are your guys' predicted lineups? Let's start with that.
Yeah, Ria, you can
Uh,
go on
I
first.
can't see. It's too small
yeah.
on my screen. What have you? Who have you got?
Oh, let me say what all I have got because you can see. I've got Mediba at
Yeah.
striker, then Iwabuchi, Little, and Mead behind it. In the midfield, I've gone with Nanam and Balti, and behind in the defense, I've got McCabe, BT, Williamson, Maritz, and finally in goal, I have Zinsberg. Do you think that's the predicted lineup, and that will be
Okay.
the yeah.
I don't think this is going to be what the lineup is going to be. I do
Yeah, yeah,
differ
no, no.
from you a little bit.
You
First of
can
all, I don't think
share yours.
I don't think it's
Hmm.
going to be a 4-2-3-1. I do think it's going to be
Hmm.
more of a 4-3-3, and then when um, in a more defensive situation, I do think it's going to be a 4-5-1. I think they'll overload them in the midfield because
Okay.
Barcelona, once they get going, they don't stop. So I
Hmm.
think the place where we can sort of hassle them and control the game is in the midfield.
Hmm.
So for me, it's going to be Marids, Leah
Hmm.
Williamson, Jen Beatty,
Hmm.
and Katie McCabe or Steph Catley at
Okay.
the back. And for the
Okay.
midfield, it's going to be Kim Little, Manum, and Leah Valti. And the
Hmm.
front three for me, it's going to be Mead, Miedema, and Tobin Heath. And because Steph Catley plays as left back, I think Katie McCabe is going to move up front and Heath will be used as a substitute.
So, Rohan, I have to put this question because of the predicted lineup she chose. Do you think that it will be kind of a very big statement to put Tobin Heath on the bench for such a big magnitude of a game, even though she is not fully ready to play the full 90 minutes. Do you agree with Ria's lineup, and would you be following with that?
No, like I'd put Catley as left back and Katie on
Hmm.
the left wing because
Okay.
we haven't yet played and we haven't yet seen Tobin and
Hmm.
Viv play together. So playing them
Hmm.
in a big match right now, it's gonna be like it might go on to be a master class. It might go on to be a disaster class. So why
Hmm.
not go with a preferred formation which we have played in the big matches? So I'd put Katie on the left wing and Catley as left back because Katie has been combining well with the front three, with
Hmm.
Viv and me. So I'd go with those front three as the same one like we had for the
Hmm.
Chelsea matches and the Manchester City games.
Hmm. I mean,
And plus,
Rohan,
yeah,
you have
yeah.
already got competition from Kido because he is already agreeing with Ria wholeheartedly. He is saying that I agree with Ria's lineup, and that will be 100% true. So, who's against
No,
Kido
I
right now in
just
the comment
no, I
section?
actually do agree with Rohan that I don't think no.
Hmm.
I actually do agree with Rohan to a certain extent that I don't think that Heath will be starting right away. But reason that I
Hmm.
did put Heath is because Heath has the most
Hmm.
experience playing
Yeah, yeah,
big games.
definitely. That's
She,
why.
she
Hmm.
has a very American mentality, and this was very much accentuated by Casey Stoney that Heath has a very American mentality of just go get that win, and she's also very flexible, sort of a
Hmm.
player who can play all sorts of football, and with most forwards she does really well with most forwards. But I do agree that it's too early to drop in Heath for
Hmm.
such a big match. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch what happens, what Jonas
Yeah.
puts out. Like Jonas always says, he has a starting 11 and
Hmm.
he has a finishing 11. So either way, both the 11s are very important for us, and
Hmm.
we just have such a solid squad. It's tough to choose.
Hmm. I mean, Ria is already facing the heat regarding the predicted lineup, and that's why she is getting confused between what she has to choose. Sorry for my
Better
poor jokes
jokes,
and
Dushyant.
sorry to piss off Rohan as well. He doesn't look really happy with that joke as well. But Kido is here and saying that having two both left-footed is a hindrance in his opinion, and both tend to go outwards and cross the ball, which is very predictable. I would rather have a right and a left footer. So it's quite interesting that none of you have picked up Mana Vivuchi to start this game for the Arsenal women's team. Uh, I'm going with her, honestly. There is a reason that I'm going against both of you and starting Mana in this game. I feel like she brings that sort of calmness into the team. Whenever I see her play for the Arsenal women's team, it just feels like that she's the most Arsenal player that I have ever seen in the women's football, and she somehow reminds me of Santi Cazorla. I've already said this many times. She reminds me a bit of that magic and that control and that technique. And against Barcelona, you have to have that player in the lineup that will give you the possession as few as it may be, or I don't know how much it will be, but as much as we will have the ball, we have to make it count because we have to get the ball to the likes
Dushyant
of
with his possession, his obsession with possession.
yeah, because
Did you
Rohan.
learn nothing from the City game? Possession does not mean anything.
I know that, but I have been built, uh, loving that Arsene Wenger style of football. So guilty me for falling in love with that. But I do like some sort of possession, not like 80, 90% like Man City does it for the men's side or Pep style as well. But yeah, like we already discussed that Jonas believes in the Klopp mentality, the high pressing, high intensity game, pressing the opposition. But let's see if we can press the Barcelona team, women's team, into submission. Do you think that this high intensity football will work someone as uh, big team as Barcelona? With as you said, they are one of the best teams. So, what are your opinions regarding that, Ria? Uh, do you think that the high intensity will work against them?
I think it should. To be honest,
Hmm.
as long as we can keep pressing them and not allow the ball to trickle too much into our final third, I think we should be good because they have the precision to convert their shots. And like I said, they don't
Hmm.
stop once they start. So it's important to sort of control the game in the midfield. I think whichever midfield is stronger today is going to take the game.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Rohan, I have to put this question for you forward. As we know that I have put the same question for Ria as well. She thinks that we will do the high intensity game. Uh, do you think there is any chance for Jonas to surprise us with a different kind of formation today? I know that hasn't been the case so far, but maybe because this is Barcelona we are talking about. So, do you think that Jonas will be taking that risk today?
No, we'd go with the same thing like we have been doing, like the same thing
Hmm.
we played against Manchester City. Because
Hmm.
like once you press them, you are going
Hmm.
to make like they'll make mistakes, and we just
Hmm.
gotta
Hmm.
punish those mistakes. And
Hmm.
like we obviously can't press them for like the whole 45 minutes or the whole
Whole
90
game.
minutes.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
we gotta start well. If they start making like mistakes, we gotta when we find a mistake, we gotta punish it. Because like a
Hmm.
team with Barcelona, whose whole motto is to play the tiki-taka football, have the ball towards them. Like I was just
Hmm.
watching their like a video on them video on a
Hmm.
UWCL YouTube channel.
Hmm.
They said like
Hmm.
our main motto is to play with the ball. If we have the ball,
Hmm.
the other team won't score a goal.
Hmm.
So that's their
Hmm.
motto. And obviously, like even if we go in and thinking like, okay, we can play the possession game much better than that, we won't be able to
Hmm.
do that because they also press a lot. Like I
Hmm.
watched some of their games from the Youth Champions League.
Hmm.
So they are gonna press us also, and it's gonna
Hmm.
be like the whole midfield team, the both the midfields fighting for
Hmm.
the ball, and the
Hmm.
which one like wins, it's gonna be the main decider for the game.
Hmm.
And yeah, like since we already have the goat striker in there, so if we are gonna create chances for her,
Hmm.
we are gonna like she's gonna score. So that's about
Hmm.
it.
Okay. So,
Plus, yeah, like
Ria,
since
let me.
yeah,
Hmm.
just one more thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Sure.
like
Sure.
yeah, why I wanted Tobin and Mana on the bench is like whenever they have come on. They have
Hmm.
already like we start stopping the pressing game around 45
Hmm.
minutes. Like we slow down. So whenever
Hmm.
Mana and Tobin come on, they start pressing again. So we have like a
Hmm.
new intensity in there. Plus with
Hmm.
Catlin also coming back from injury, we have like the three. We can change the whole formation, hold the front three, and they'll start pressing them again.
Hmm.
So with
Hmm.
the obviously Barcelona is also gonna get like the tired at the end of the game. So with
Hmm.
Tobin, Mana, and Catlin, we'll have like a whole front three who are like obviously master, and
Hmm.
we'll have chances at the end of the game also.
The basic thing that came into my mind, Ria, was this fact. Last match against City, we played lots of long balls, as we discussed in the live stream as well. Both the centre backs, Leah Williamson and Jean Beattie, played a lot of long balls, and attack their channels or the backline, City's backline. So my question was, will there be a change of game plan? As Kido is also saying here that, in my opinion, we will sit back and look to play ball behind the back, as I have mentioning the long back balls, tactic, and pressing them will leave gap between the back and our midfield. Our press isn't great. They'll play around the ball easily. So, do you think there is a chance that we might play on the counter attack in this game? That we sit back and just hold and choose our prime opportunities then to attack Barcelona?
To be honest with you, I think our style has become too too attacking right now. The kind of
Yeah,
players
yeah.
we have, I don't think it
Hmm.
is. I could be very, but I don't think it is going to be wise to just sit back and defend, and then
Hmm.
counter.
Hmm.
Barcelona are going to break through because even though they like attack, they are extremely attacking minded as well. Like you have to remember that
Hmm.
every single one of those front three and their mid three can play as a striker over there, and they are excellent.
Hmm.
Like if you see some of the shots that Alexia takes, some shots that Aitana takes, it's insane. They take
Hmm.
shots from the midfield and then still score. So
Hmm.
I don't think it's going to be very wise to just sit back and defend for all of the 90
Hmm.
minutes and just try to counter, given that our
Hmm.
accuracy isn't so good because Barcelona
Hmm.
have extremely shots, but
Hmm.
we still aren't there, obviously, because Barcelona have built this team over the last 3 or 4 years now, and we have just
Hmm.
started building our team.
Hmm.
So I think it's going to be the attack of the Titans today.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So you maybe the comment section can choose between Kong versus Godzilla right now. Kong can be Arsenal team and Godzilla can be the Barcelona team, and they can choose their fighters right now in the comments and let me know what they think. But I'll ask both of you one question right now, which is according to you. First, Ria, you can go. The most threatening player, for your opinion, aside from Alexia, because she's always threatening. Aside from Alexia, which is the most threatening player for Barcelona women?
Depends on how he's going to start, isn't it?
You have to pick
There is
one
Pache.
name right
She
now.
is really shown over this season.
Hmm.
But it could be Pache, it could be Asisa Toshwala, whoever. They just have such good players. I can't pick one.
Yeah, that's the question, Ria. You have to pick one right now. But I get it
I
what you meant
can't.
by.
Dushyant, I can't. It's difficult.
Rohan, I'll shift the same question to you. Pick one or two players as Ria did, the most threatening aside from Alexia for the Barcelona woman.
I'll go with Ashola. Like she plays as a striker and she plays as a left winger also.
Hmm.
Like in the last game she played as a striker, and in the
Hmm.
before that she played as a left winger on the same side as Alexia. And we kinda have a right back who's not that good, so they're gonna
Hmm.
target our right back most of the time. And Ashola, like she always scores a goal. Like if they are scoring, Ashola is always gonna score. So I'll go with
Hmm.
Ashola as the second most dangerous player in Barcelona
Hmm.
right now.
Uh, get stop me if I'm wrong. They have one of the players that was in the competition for the best player, women's player that was chosen, and her name is Mertens. I think Lika Mertens, right? So doesn't she get into the Barcelona team as usual, or she's on the bench
Yeah,
for them?
Lika Martins.
Yeah, so she's on the bench for
I
them
think
most
she
of
has
the time.
played like yeah. I think she has played just she has
Okay.
started one of the games in the league this year.
Oh, okay.
Other times she
That's
has always come on from the bench.
that's
She
very
played
strange
in
to
the
have.
final. She played in the Champions League final,
Yes.
but she
Yeah.
doesn't get that many starts for the league.
Hmm. So that's very interesting to hear from both of you because, like, I only saw her, I only knew her and saw her and remember her because of the awards ceremony from 2 years back. So I remember her name. So I was like, wait,
Okay. I'm going to stop you right there, Dushyant. I want to change my answer for the most threatening player. I'm so sorry. I don't know how I
she
forgot her. It's
remember.
going to be CGH. It's going to be Christina Graham Hansen.
Okay, okay. एंड फाइनल आंसर लॉक कर दिया जाए, 1 करोड़ का क्वेश्चन है, देख ले अभी फिर चेंज ना करना वापस.
Absolutely. I don't know how I forgot about her, but yeah, that's her. She's the most threat other than Alexia, according to me, of
Okay,
course.
okay. Okay, Rohan, this is your last chance as well. तुमने तो नहीं चेंज करना कि तुमने अभी
No, no,
वही रखना है.
I
He
don't
is
change
sure.
my
देखा, ये
choices.
होता है
Yeah.
contested अच्छा वाला. He is the right contested. But anyways, let's get
He
to the
knows me
most
too well
crucial.
now. He knows how bad I am at choosing. So
Okay, let's get on to the most important fact, and that is the score prediction. This is always fun, Rohan. What happens is me and Ria usually bet 50-50 rupees, and whoever wins has to pay the other. No one has been right yet, so no one owes anything. So you will be also involved with this small betting, 50 rupees
none
between
of us
all
has
of us.
won yet.
So none of us won yet. Maybe you will be the first one to beat us
That's why
both.
Dushyant always goes for
Both.
an outrageous number, so he never has to pay anything.
Yeah, that's like the third thinking that I have. So, what are your guys' predictions? Let's go on to Ria. Yeah, what are you going with?
So, as an Arsenal fan, I refuse to answer what I think is going to be the scoreline because I don't want to
Yeah,
jinx
yeah,
them. But as
yeah.
as just a neutral fan, I think it's going to be 3-1 Barcelona.
Ooh, 3-1 Barcelona. What about you, Rohan? What are you going with?
I'm going for a draw, 2-all.
Ah, 2 all. So many goals, huh? She's going with 4 goals. You are going with also 4 goals. So let me make it a boring 1-all draw because I think that's what going to happen. Because it always happens with these big, interesting matches. They always don't live up to the expectation. They might be playing very good football and they have the brilliant players, but it always happens. These huge matches never produce so many goals. So I'm going with a 1-all safe draw, and this time I will be taking 50 rupees from both of you. So that's my score
It's
predictions
because
for
watched
the.
Barcelona yet. It's because it's because you don't know how crazy Barcelona get.
Oh, hey, we beat Barcelona when they had Messi, Villa, and Xavi, Iniesta at the Emirates Stadium 1-0. The Arshavin goal, maybe Rohan remembers that.
I don't even want to talk about the men's teams.
No,
Please, please.
no,
No,
I'm
no,
just.
I'm not interested if you're
No,
talking about
no.
the men.
I'm not talking that men's game. I'm talking that the unthinkable can happen in the women's game as well. So that's what I'm linking that game because I remember that game to happen with the
No,
Arsenal
that's
women
what I
game
said.
as well.
I
So
refuse to
maybe
answer it as
we
an Arsenal fan because I know I'm going to jinx them.
maybe the commentator will go exactly like Arshavin for Midima, and then she scores a beautiful goal, and then it becomes a huge memory for all the Arsenal supporters. Maybe that's exactly how it is deemed to
Don't say
happen.
stuff like that, Dushyant. Please, how many times should I tell you?
That's the usual stuff I do, huh? But anyways, uh, last question. This is the last part. What is the one thing from both of you guys that Arsenal have to do in order to win this game? You are going with a draw, you are going with a loss, I'm going with also a draw. So if Arsenal has to win a game, what they have to do in order to win this match, in your opinion? One thing only, not two, okay, Ria? One thing.
I think first and foremost is if we do get scored against, like the first goal comes from their side. First and foremost thing is we cannot wait. We need to keep our head in the game. Chelsea after just very scattered. They came back in the second half and they did have some really good chances, but they could not convert it. So one is just stay in the game, like stay focused throughout the 90
Hmm.
minutes and don't let go of the game at any point of time. And the
Hmm.
second thing I think is just convert your chances.
Exactly.
Don't hit the ball off the post or anything. Just convert the chances
Okay.
because there won't be too many.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. Rohan, what's your one thing that Arsenal women have to do in order to win today's match?
I think win the midfield better. If we
Hmm.
win the midfield battle, that's gonna be more important than like saving chances at the back,
Hmm.
because we do have the best centre back in the world, so she's gonna do her thing. If
Hmm.
we can win the midfield battle, we should have a great
Hmm.
chance of winning it.
Yeah. Well, that's the preview. That's the predicted lineup. That's the predicted score done for today. Ria, can you let all of the viewers today? When is the match? Can you tell what platform it is available on? I know you do all the hard work and research on it. So let viewers know where they can watch today's match.
It's at 12:30 p.m. IST, and the match starts at
PM
12:30
PM.
or
p.m.
AM?
IST.
AM.
The stream starts at 15 on the DAZN YouTube. AM. Sorry. Oh God, I'm so sorry.
Most of the
AM.
get together.
IST,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
available in the YouTube, the DAZN UEFA Women's Champions League channel. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Ria, for the information. And everyone, once again, I repeat, it's 12:30 a.m., not p.m. Don't get up next morning and start watching the match as Ria suggested. It's 12:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time. Barcelona women versus Arsenal women. And there is I think, watch along as well, right? You guys are doing. Ria is gone. I think she isn't here anymore.
Yeah, there's a Google Meet watch along.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
You
I'm still
get stuck
here.
somewhere.
Can you
Yeah,
not hear me?
sometimes. No, no, you
Okay.
get stuck sometimes. Yeah, but continue.
Yeah. So no complaints, Shant. After last episode, no complaints.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a Google Meet watch along.
Hmm.
And it's going to start at 12:50. I'm going to start at 12:50. I'll drop the link before the game. And yeah, follow me at Twitter to find out which link that is. Also, I'll have to head out now because I have some
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Rohan also got some visitor right now, and I'm also getting visitors. So I think it's time to end the stream. Rohan, thank you for joining us for the first, your first appearance on our Asan podcast. It was very great to have you. Thank you for coming in and sharing your opinions. Where can tell us every viewer that where can they find you at social media?
Yeah, find me on Twitter at the rate O9 Rohan.
Hmm. And hopefully we'll get to see you on more Asan Women stuff going forward. And as you guys know, you can find Ria at Ria Chaudhary, and you can find me at Dushyant AFC. Well, this has been a great, lots of fun, and hopefully
Riya Rai
Asan
Chaudhary,
Women.
please.
Ria Rai Chaudhary, yes, Ria Rai Chaudhary. You have to shorten it. Come on, yaar. ज़्यादा हो रहा है अभी ये लंबा. Please shorten it, and you guys can find her and follow her and Rohan as well. Well, that's it for today's live stream. Thank you guys for coming and commenting on the live stream. It means a lot. And after the live stream, you guys can comment your predictions, your predicted score, and we'll see who wins today's match. Okay, guys, catch you during the match, and let's see who wins. Come on, winners, please.